Hi everyone, welcome back to Business English Writing, and you're here at lesson number 3, how to write professionally. You want to know how to write professionally, and today we're going to talk about appropriate language. Appropriate language and also inappropriate language in professional settings. So first off, we have to go over appropriate language. First off, formal or informal. There's two styles of writing or two styles of speaking even, but in business situations, actually informal writing, it's okay. In the business setting and you meet someone all the time and you talk to them every day, you talk about your family life, you become close friends, and maybe sometimes it's a long-term business associate. Maybe you do business with them for many, many years. And in that situation, you get close to each other. There's no need to be so formal anymore. So it's okay to actually use informal language when writing. Also, informal writing you can also use in specific marketing campaigns too, but we got a lesson for that a bit later. We'll focus on formal writing right now. Formal writing, this is what most of your writing in English is going to be if you're in a business setting. First off, these are going to be things like reports, analyses, resumes, and most emails that you write. These are communication emails, emails that you send to customers, clients, to your bosses, the management, to other employees. Usually emails you want to be as professional as you can. Now, the first thing you got to consider when writing is the emotions in writing. It's like I said, it's okay to be informal, and it's also okay to have emotions when you're writing. The reason is because we're people. We have emotions. Sometimes we're having a bad day. Sometimes we're excited. Sometimes we're scared, nervous. It's okay to have emotions in the workplace. But one thing that you do not want to do is have all capital letters. This is shouting. In English, if you have all capitals, this is shouting. Usually this is really unprofessional for emphasis. My mom used to do this all the time. When she was learning how to type, she always forgot that she had the caps lock on and everything would be in big capital letters. And it would drive me crazy. It just sounded or looked like she was yelling at me all the time. But yeah, same thing. You don't want to yell in professional settings. You don't want to use it because it makes you seem like you're impulsive. It also makes you seem like you're demanding. And instead, what you want to do is replace that with bold or italics or underline. This is a better way to show your actual, what you want to emphasize. Take a look at this example we have. Please remember, the deadline is tomorrow, all capitals. It's really bold, it's really big, and it just hurts my eyes to look at it. So instead, you want to use bold, underline, or italics. You could use either one. You have your combination, your pick. All of it is better than all capitals. Now, of course, like I said, emotions are still okay in the workplace. So using all caps is okay, but try to use it occasionally, not for all words, right? Look at this example here. You'll love the new design. This is emotion. You'll love it. I'm excited for it, and I think you'll love it. It's totally okay to use all caps for just that word, love. Or even this next word, help. Help is also another emotional word, and you could use it to be really, really urgent. So it's okay to use all caps, just not for the whole sentence. Just really, really avoid that. Another thing that can get confusing in terms of emotions is exclamation marks. Exclamation marks, of course, these show emotion. But the problem is, emotions are unclear in writing. So they can be misinterpreted. Another problem is there's overexcitement. If you use it too much, you can seem a little too eager and a little too excited. And you lose a little bit of professionalism, if you know what I mean, right? So it's okay to use exclamation marks. I use it all the time, but only use one, sometimes two if you're really excited and you're familiar on casual terms with somebody. Instead, though, what you want to do is replace the exclamations with clear wording. Let's take a look at this example here. Paul, the deadline for the Manhattan Project is tomorrow. Now, the problem with this is this urgency? Or is this anxiety? Is this excitement? It's unclear. It's just an exclamation mark. What's a better way to show your emotions is to actually write better and more specifically to show your emotions. We could change that too. Paul, just a reminder that the deadline for the Manhattan Project is tomorrow. This one is urgency. Just a reminder, right? The deadline. Next one is, I'm worried we might not be able to make tomorrow's deadline in time. Now here, same concept that the deadline is tomorrow, but you're actually saying, I'm worried. This is anxiety. Lastly, I'm excited to finally complete the Manhattan Project tomorrow. Here, same thing, but now you're excited. It's a lot clearer to actually say the words. All right, let's move on to something a little more specific to Korean writing or typing, actually. Texting, I guess. So when I first came to Korea, I had to learn how to text. I learned how to type, and of course I had to type in Hangul and all that stuff. But what I really found interesting was all the uses of this, the squiggly line. I never knew what it was called. I never knew the squiggly line. I always saw it on the keyboard. But the reason I never knew what it was called was because I never used it. The thing is, in America and most other countries, I don't think I know any other culture that really uses the tilde, that's what it's called, I found out actually, as much as Korea does. But Korea uses the tilde a lot. So I just want to give you a little bit of a warning that the tilde is not commonly used. And it's also a little, I'd say it's a little unprofessional and a little unnecessary. So let's look at this example. We look forward to meeting with you December 2nd, squiggly, right? Tilde. I have lived in Korea, so I know the purpose of this tilde. I know it means like December 2nd and like a nice little ending. That doesn't really exist in English. That feeling, I guess, doesn't translate very well. So instead, just end it with a period, because I think the tilde would confuse a lot of people. All right, let's move on. We have informal language to avoid. Of course, you want to avoid slang, colloquial language, and filler words. Filler words are the most important ones. We'll get to that soon. But of course, you can use these with people that you have casual relationships with, friends or close colleagues. But you know, for most people, like your boss, you want to avoid these kind of things. Easy example. What's up? What's up, Jake? Hey, Jake. These are pretty casual. This is totally okay if you're very close with somebody, or if you see someone every day and there's no need to be so formal, then what's up is totally fine. But for most business purposes, you want to avoid this. Of course, avoid LOL, haha. Again, it's okay for close relationships, but most business, LOL. Cool, awesome, love. Now, these are okay, like love is fine. Awesome, a little less fine, I would say. The reason is awesome is because it kind of seems like you're talking like a 8th grader, like a middle school student. So that's why you want to avoid awesome. Love, everybody uses, so love is a little more acceptable. Cool is a little more acceptable too. I mean, I've gotten emails from bosses that say, hey, awesome job, and that's fine. But if you use it too much, it kind of seems a little childish. All right, look at this example. We loved the awesome presentation. It seems a little, you're trying to be too cool, okay? Take a look at this next example. Check out. Check out is actually pretty commonly used, but I prefer not to use it. It's a little too surfer guy-ish. yo, check it out. It's totally okay to use though. It's definitely informal though. Check out the attachment for more details. That's okay. Check out our newsletter to keep up to date. I've used this all the time, so if you want to use it, it's up to you, but try to avoid that with like people like your bosses or resumes or people you don't know. Here, we're getting to the good stuff. Filler words. Filler words are words like, for example, stuff, totally, really. These words don't really add any value to whatever you're saying. So you want to just avoid it. Take a look at this example. Stuff. We'll have more stuff for your team on Wednesday. What is the stuff? Tell me the stuff. Be specific. That's what this whole business English course is about, being specific. And stuff is about as far away from specific as you can get. So instead, here, more specific, we'll have more specific tasks for your team on Wednesday. That's a lot better. You know what you're going to get on Wednesday. Look at the next example. We have totally. We totally agree with your point of view. Again, this is kind of similar to awesome. It kind of sounds like you're in 8th grade. You don't really need this. Instead, a better word to use is we completely agree with your point of view. Completely is a little more professional. Take a look at this last one, really. Really is one of those filler words that doesn't really add any value here. We really need to finish this project by next week. What's different between we need to finish this project by next week? We both really need it. We still need it. Really is more for speaking. But if you really want to be urgent about it, instead of using really, use a different word. You could use we must finish this project by next week. Now that's a little stronger. Or if you want to be really strong, you could say it's imperative to finish this project by next week. All right. Hope you had a good lesson.